Ready? All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is 2 p.m., 1400 hours. We'll go ahead and start with agenda item number 1. Ms. Borst, can you do roll call, please?
Lauren Borst for the record, Jared Franco,
Here.
Tiffany Gamero, Paul Melendres, Lee Cabanis, Billy Samuels.
Here.
Thank you. Scott Lewis.
Present. Scott Lewis is.
Thank you, Scott. Eric Holt,
I'm present.
Matthias Whiskey, Lee, did you just come on?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
We get Paul.
Paul, are you here? Online. Paul, if you can hear us, can you please verbally say that you are here?
We have quorum.
You have quorum regardless.
Okay. Go ahead and chime in, Paul, if you can later on. With that, we'll move on to agenda item number 2. First opportunity for public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the chair. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call at any time after 1:30 p.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 202-331-8963 and then press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. We'll go ahead and wait for the YouTube stream to catch up. In the meantime, do we have any public comment online? Mrs. Borst?
Lauren Borst for the record, seeing them.
Good. I think it's been 60 to 90 seconds. Is there anything on YouTube?
I don't see any.
All right. Not seeing any public comment, we'll go ahead and move on to agenda item number 3, approval of minutes. This is for discussion and for possible action. The working group will discuss and review the minutes of the October 29th, 2024 meeting. The working group will determine whether to approve the meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Billy Samuels. I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. We'll close out the agenda item and move on to agenda item number 4. Updates from DEM and Homeland Security. This is for discussion only. I will update the working group on the historical and current funding balances and closing dates of each performance period for the Epwg grants, as well as an update on any of the federal grants and federal, what's going on with the federal atmosphere. For first, we'll go ahead and talk about the balances. I'll just give a quick shout out of the numbers. So Clark, you're sitting at $550,402. Elko, you're sitting at $557,412. Esmeralda, you're sitting at $442,860. Lincoln, you're at $612,969. Nye County, you're at $514,766. White Pine, you're at $566,647, and DEM's portion, we are currently at $312,698. These balances should reflect, as the same, the spreadsheets that I sent out earlier in the week after our conversations. And just a reminder, we are about to hit our last year of this award. We have until June 30th of 2026 to spend this money. After that, there isn't an option to balance forward anymore. So we will be moving on to the next award, hopefully. Moving on, I did speak with our representative at the Department of Energy, Tiffany Camaro. She said she was going to be on. I'm not sure if she is, but she has no updates of what the federal atmosphere is up there. They are moving as business as usual. She didn't really have any updates didn't mention any cuts or reductions, as well as our FEMA partners. The only updates that they could give us is that they're moving in to a manual process, so processing all the draws and applications to a manual process. So things are going to move slower than usual, but other than that, it will be business as usual as well. I don't know, Chief, if you had any other updates on that, or Tiffany, if you're online, I don't see you. If you had any other updates, but well.
Hey, this is Brett Thompson for the record. I will send an email later today to the county emergency managers, the city emergency managers, something to the effect of what Jared just said. We have finally received an official email notification that every grant is being reviewed for compliance with federal or with presidential executive orders, and that they're manually being reviewed, and expect delays over the next 30 days. So that will come out to you in writing here Saturday.
And Tiffany is trying to say something. Can you unmute her? Do you see her? I think she's a 702 number. Yeah.
You'll need to press *6.
No.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, it's Tiffany Gamero with Department of Energy. I am on. I didn't get a Zoom link, just the phone number, so I called in. And you're correct that we're just going to continue to go business as usual. And as far as carrying money over, obviously, you know, we had some issues with the last time. I don't know if it's impossible to carry money over into the next 5-year grant cycle, if we should be able to do that or not. But we did have a lot of trouble from the last 5-year period to this one, so it might be best if we don't.
Copy that, Tiffany. Thanks for that. Yeah, at this point, the carryover won't be an option for us at the state just because of the issues and everything it costs trying to do it this time. So
Yeah.
we have 6 very capable counties of spending money, so there shouldn't be an issue with them spending the remainder of the balance.
Okay. Great. And other than that, I'm afraid I don't have any further information. So we'll just keep on doing what we're doing until we're told otherwise.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. Is there any other discussion on this topic? Questions, comments, concerns?
Just one comment from Lincoln County. So on our end, I know a large portion of this helps cover the salary of our emergency manager, and we're behind on putting our requests in, but I believe like a good portion of this is already spent. So we're working on updating that, getting up to current, and we'll have a better picture for you in the next few weeks, but that's where we're at.
I appreciate you, Chief. And if you need help with the system or getting those requests in, please don't hesitate to reach out to Judith. She will assist you if that's what's needed.
Yeah, we did, and she's been great. So thank you for the support from the state.
Thank you, sir. All right, anything else? All right, so we'll go ahead and close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 5. This is also for discussion only. The training calendar for local jurisdictions. Mr. Fansler will discuss upcoming trainings and exercises that may be beneficial and of interest to the local jurisdiction.
Good afternoon, John Fansler for the record. I have 2 courses that are coming up within the next 3 or 4 months. One is the radiation specialist course here in Carson City, April 7th through 11th, 2025. There are some prerequisites with that class, specifically being on a hazmat team and attending other ICS classes. So if you would like more information on that radiation specialist class, please let me know and I can get you the information for that. We are also planning an authorized user class in August. This is allowing agencies to check out radiation sources to train on. If you're interested in attending a authorized user class in August, please let me know. That's the end of my report.
Awesome. Any discussion on this? All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and close out the.
Hey,
go ahead.
Chair, at this Billy, I think I got muted. I think I'm good now, right? You can hear me? Okay. Hey, John, I know the state has an account with Clark County Web EOC. We do try to put our trainings into our training calendar on that platform. Is that something that you are able to input? If not, maybe Lindy can, or if you can send it to either Cheryl Nagy or Misty Richardson, so we can put that training and capture all that as well. We are trying to be more proactive with that from our local side. And if the state has some training that you want some play with, maybe we can share it on that calendar as well.
Yes, sir. I'll get with Cheryl on that or Lindy.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Chief. Any more discussion on this? All right, hearing none, we'll close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 6. This is updates from DEM Radiation Program Coordinator, Mr. Fansler. He will update the working group on all upcoming calibration visits to local jurisdictions.
Good afternoon, John Fansler for the record. We do have calibrations coming up in April. The start is going to be down in Southern Nevada the first week of April, the 1st through the 4th, and it's that weekend. And then we're going to move our calibrations team up north from April 7th through April 16th. The latter part of that week is going to be out on the east of Nevada doing calibrations for those meters. We do have a change come May 31st. Brent, one of our contractors, will be retiring, and we'll be looking for a replacement for his position. So please bear with us as we look for that replacement. End of report.
Thanks, sir. Is there any discussion on this agenda item? All right.
I had one question on that. So does Lincoln County fall under the south or the east? I know in the past we've taken ours to Ely.
You'll most likely fall under the Ely, but I will double check and get back to you, Eric.
Okay, thanks, John.
All right, anything else? All right, hearing none, we'll close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 7. This is the EPWG letter. This is for discussion or possible action. Chief Samuels will present on the request for a price increase for the classified waste, low-level waste, and mixed low-level waste delivered to and disposed of at the Nevada National Security Site. Chief Samuels will present a proposed letter in support of the price increase for consideration. The working group may vote to sign the letter in support of the price increase on classified waste. Floor is yours, Chief.
Awesome. Thanks, Jared. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, Billy Samuels for the record. Just one of the things that we've been working on here in Clark County. We're more than happy to champion a letter to kind of increase the cubic waste that we're getting. Currently, we are at 50 cents per cubic foot of classified waste for that low level and medium level waste that's delivered to the Nevada National Security Site. It goes through all of our 6 counties, which is why we kind of need to have input from all of us. We don't want to unilaterally make a decision that affects everyone else. It's been about 21 years since this has actually occurred. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to read this, I'm more than happy to read it line by line. Totally up to you, Jared. but I think it's beneficial. It's one thing that we have to be cognizant of the fact is the question that came from county leadership was, can Clark County spend, if they get 3 times more the amount that they've already had, can we spend the funds? And I said, yes, we can. So that same question is going to be asked to all 6 counties. Can the other 5 jurisdictions be able to handle the spending mechanism when it comes to that as well? We would be looking more at equipment and training versus personnel for us right now, just because we don't like to rely too much on the personnel side for the county when it comes to grants. But it's something that I think we need to kind of consider. If the other counties can't, then we'd have to look at how those funds are spent. And we don't like to give that money back to the Department of Energy or any of our other federal grants that are even pushed through by the state. So Jared, if you want me to discuss now or read through, I just want to make sure that we have all the names correct. Also on that letter, I have Lee from Elko, Eric from Lincoln, Scott from Nye, Paul from Esmeralda. Is Michael Dalton still with White Pine? And then obviously me from the county, which I'll probably change over to Brian O'Neill eventually, since he's going to be the new emergency manager. Are those names correct?
Michael Dalton is not correct. Matthias Riesk, I hope I'm saying that right, is a new White Pine County emergency manager. I don't think you need to read it line by line. I think everyone had the time to read it, the agenda materials beforehand. So Sam, tell me if I'm wrong. Do we have to have a motion to discuss this, or can we discuss it and then make a motion?
Yep, you can discuss it and you can make a motion later if somebody wants to vote to approve it.
Okay. So I think you're good, Chief, if you just want to hit the important parts of the letter, and then if the rest of the counties want to chime in with their questions and discussion, please do so.
Yeah, Billy Samuels, as I already mentioned, we're currently at 50 cents per cubic foot of classified waste. We are requesting that this goes to $1.50. It has been approximately 21 years since there's been any change due to inflation and all of our rising costs. I think it's a good opportunity for us to do that. I know we might also be cognizant of the fact of where the federal government is with their grants. Fortunately for us, Department of Energy is one of those fundings that is pretty consistent. We don't have any too many issues with Department of Energy. I would also ask that we can have it at that initial 5 years that we've been doing through on the push through up front. But again, it's a different amount, so I don't want to speak on behalf of DOE if they are unable to do that. But if you guys are good with all this, this letter would go to Candace Robertson. She is a senior advisor over environmental management. Please, when you see the EM in that letter, don't get confused with emergency management. And again, we're more than happy to send that on behalf of Clark County with signatories from all of the other counties. And I don't know if you guys need to go to your board or not. Mine's already very familiar with what we're asking. I'm more happy to answer any questions or if there's any discussion.
Are there any questions, comments, discussion on the letter? Tiffany, if you're on the line, do you have any questions or comments, advice?
Just one. Candace Robertson has resigned.
Okay, well, thank you. Ma'am, who can I put there now in the beginning then?
I will have to find out and send that to you.
Thank you, ma'am. If you don't have my contact, please send it through DEM and we will make sure we get the correct person on that as well. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Very glad you were on, Tiffany. Thank you for that. I see Jay Jones from NNSA. I don't think we've met. Do you have any advice, comments, and suggestions?
No, thanks for asking. I have no input.
Anything from the counties?
Long overdue. Scott Lewis.
Yeah, Lincoln, I know this has been a topic of discussion since I've been here in the last 7.5 years. And like Billy said, it's been 21 years since we've addressed this. So I think it's long overdue and we're in support.
I would say the same from Elko County as well. I mean, even if they don't agree to the $1.50, but they do agree to an increase, like anything helps. And I don't, given the parameters of spending the money, I don't see that the counties would have a significant challenge in spending the monies to invest in emergency response.
So I did have a question on that too. If we propose the $1.50, do you guys feel like would it give us opportunity to negotiate if they declined that specific amount?
Hey, Eric, this is Billy. So
Yep.
when we initially looked at this, we were actually looking at $3 per cubic foot. Because that would be going along with some of the material that we've been getting, especially the traffic that has been going through. I'm sure you guys all see the quarterly reports or the daily reports that come through. We had 104 transports just in December. So the numbers have been going up, the shipments have been increasing. So we were actually going to land on $3. We didn't want to look like we were unrealistic. We thought $1.50 was realistic, actually. So I really am not planning on going there at the table to negotiate to an extent. I think we put our nice foot forward in good faith on the $1.50. We don't think that's unrealistic.
Okay, good response. And are there other states that are involved in anything similar like this? Do we know what they're getting?
The only other state that I know there's got to be other states that's coming through, because a lot of our stuff isn't just coming from local. I mean, it's coming from either Texas, the East Coast, it's coming from other countries. So again, I don't want to speak on behalf of any state. We obviously know some of the shipment goes right through that California side as well. So I don't want to speak upon what they're actually receiving. I haven't even looked at that.
Fair enough. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else from the counties?
Matthias, risky is how it's said in White Pine County. And I agree with the things that have been said. I'm in support.
And thanks, Matthias. I will get that correct on there. I apologize.
Thank you for the correction, sir. Appreciate that. All right, anything else? All right, and just from DEM's standpoint, this coming from the finance guy, I think the increase of the cost of the equipment and the personnel it would take to respond to, God forbid, an accident of the transportation of this has increased significantly in the last 21 years. So I think it's definitely a fair ask. So I think this is a great idea. With that being said, if there's no other discussion, I'll ask for a motion to approve the letter pending the changes to who it's addressed to and White Pine County's emergency manager.
Scott Lewis, I make the motion with the stipulations as stated.
Motion, do we have a second?
Lee Cabinets.
Paul Malindred.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? All right, did you catch who's seconded that for?
Lee.
Okay. Thank goodness. All right. So with that agenda item is closed. We'll move on to agenda item number 8, the second opportunity for public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the chair. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 1:30 p.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 202-331-8963, then press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. Is there any public comment online or on the phone, Mrs. Borst?
Lauren Borst for the record, seeing none, sir.
All right, I think it's YouTube is caught up. Is there anything on YouTube? Any public comment on YouTube?
Seeing none.
All right, we'll go ahead and close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 9, adjournment. This is for discussion or possible action. We get a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned, Scott Lewis.
Second.
Eric, I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? Or any opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all. I appreciate everything you do. We'll talk.